Using linear equations in slope-intercept form. First, let's review what slope-intercept form is. Slope-intercept form is an equation that's in the form of y equals mx plus b. Here, m is equal to the slope, and b is equal to the y-intercept. The y and the x in this equation refer to the x and y components of an ordered pair. So remember, an ordered pair is two numbers in parentheses that look like x, comma, y, which is the x component, comma, y component. In our example here at right, our slope, which is sometimes denoted as m, so m is equal to slope, is equal to 3 because it is in the m position of the equation. Our y-intercept is b, so b equals our y-intercept, which is equal to -2, because it's in our b location in the equation. So over here, notice in the left equation, it's plus b. So if you have minus a number, that means your slope or your y-intercept includes that negative part of the number. Sometimes we have equations that look like this one here. It says write the equation of a line with a slope of -1/2 and a y-intercept of 9. That means we take our y equals mx plus b equation, which is our slope-intercept form equation, and we substitute our values in for slope, which is m over here, and our y-intercept, which is b. So we say y equals m, which is -1/2 right here, x plus b, which is 9. And your final answer is y equals -1/2 x plus 9. Let's try an equation where we're not explicitly given the slope or the y-intercept. This problem states, write the equation of a line that passes through the point -2, 5 and 2, -1. So remember, our points are written as x, comma, y. So here, -2 is our x component and 5 is our y component. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find our slope, because we want to write an equation in y equals mx plus b format. So in order to do this, we need our slope and we need our y-intercept. So first we're going to go ahead and calculate the slope using our slope equation. Our slope equation is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Simply, we'd say that m is the change in y divided by the change in x. So we go ahead and take our 2 points. We're going to take y2, or the y value of our second point, which is this. So it's going to be -1 minus y1, which is the y value of our first equation, which is this one, so -5, divided by x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is -2. So remember, 2 negatives equal a positive, and we simplify this, so -1 minus 5 is -6, 2 plus 2 is 4. Simplify this again, we can divide the top and bottom by 2, so we get -3 over 2. Now we can take our slope and substitute it into our y equals mx plus b equation. So we say y equals, our m is now -3 halves, multiplied by x plus b. So even if we knew our x and our y, we still don't know b. So the next thing we have to do is solve for b. We do know our x and y points because we're given 2 points here. So we have -2, 5 and 2, -1. You can choose either point that you're given to solve for b. I'm going to go ahead and take the second one. So I'm going to take 2, -1, and I'll write that over here. So remember, this is x, y. So our y value is going to be -1. So I'll say -1 is equal to -3 halves times x. X is 2 plus b. Now we know everything in our equation except for b. So we can solve this through. The 2's cancel out here. So you get -1 equals -3 plus b. Then you can add 3 to both sides to get rid of the 3 on this side. And you do -1 plus 3, which is 2, and that's equal to b. So now we have our y-intercept. So we've officially found our slope, that was here, and our y-intercept. Now we can write the equation of the line. So we'll go back once again to our original format, y equals mx plus b. We're going to keep y, and we're going to in there so that we can substitute points in to find other points for the equation. We know our slope is going to be -3/2. This is multiplied by x, so we're going to keep x in again so we can solve later for our y and our x if we try to find points for the equation. And we will add our y-intercept to that, which is 2. So your final answer is y equals -3/2 x plus 2. Let's try another very similar problem that's worded a little bit differently. Write the general equation of a function in slope-intercept form that has the values of f of 4 equals 9 and f of -4 equals -7. So we're going to write this as a function. A function means something like f of x. A general equation means that you're going to write it in terms of x and y. So we can go ahead and plug lots of numbers in for x to solve for y, or lots of numbers in for y to solve for x, so that we can find all of the points in a line. It tells us that it wants it in slope-intercept form, so a good way to start any equation that says that is just to write y equals mx plus b, so we know what it looks like and we have it in our mind. And then we can look at what we're given here. So even though they don't look at it like it, these two expressions here give you points. So remember, you get f of x is equal to some number. So f of x is equal to 9, so we know this is x. And remember that whenever you have something that says f of x, it's actually equal to your output, which is y. So saying f of x is the same as y. So we could change this over here, y equals mx plus b, to f of x is equal to mx plus b. These two statements mean exactly the same thing. So going back to our two statements here, if the number in parentheses is x, and the number that it's equal to is y, we can create 2 points. This point becomes x, which is 4 in parentheses, comma y, which is 9 after the equal sign, and this one right here becomes -4, comma, -7. So now this equation looks exactly like the other one, where we have 2 points and we have to solve for the slope and the y-intercept in order to get an equation in slope-intercept form. Just like the previous problem, we'll start with slope. Our slope equation again is m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is equal to y2, which is -7, minus y1, which is 9, divided by x2, which is -4, minus x1, which is 4. Simplify this, -7 minus 9 is -16. -4 minus 4 is -8. The negatives cancel out, so your answer will be positive. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So your slope is 2, or 2 over 1. We're just going to keep it 2 to keep our equation simple. So now we found our slope. Now we need to find our y-intercept. So remember, the first thing we do is do y equals mx plus b, but now we can put our m as 2, because we solved that in the previous part of the problem, 2x plus b. Now we need to find a point that will help us solve for our y and our x. I'm going to go ahead and choose the first point, which is 4, 9, to solve this part of the problem. So our y value is 9. So we get 9 equals 2 times x, which is 4, plus b. Now once again, the only thing we need to solve for is b here. So we can simplify. 9 equals 2 times 4 is 8, plus b. Subtract 8 from both sides. And you get, this cancels, b is equal to 9 minus 8, which is 1. So now we have b. So for our final part of the equation, we do y equals mx plus b. Then we say y is equal to m, our slope we already know, it's 2x plus our y-intercept, which is 1. So this is called the general form of an equation. So remember, that was part of the question up here. It says general form, the general equation, because it still has y and x. So we can substitute values in and solve for the points. It does ask us to put our answer as a function. So remember, we have over here, we said f of x is equal to y. So just the expression f of x is the same thing as y. And we said that up here as well. So instead of having y equals 2x plus 1, we're going to say f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. So now we have a slope-intercept form written as a function. So this right here would be your final answer.